This video is for anyone running a marketing agency and are focusing on the solar niche. I'm going to tell you how to 10x your income as a solar marketing agency focused owner. Okay. I have something to sell, but not in this video. This video will be straight value. I promise you, if you stick to the end, it'll show you how to revolutionize your packages that you're currently putting in front of people that are hard to sell, that are hard to fulfill, and that keep you in a place of not making a ton of money per month. Okay. So I'm going to break that down in this video and make it very, very easy to do so. So right now, solar business owners, as you guys know, because you're in the field, are burned out on agencies who overpromise, underdeliver. They're tired of chasing leads when you do deliver some leads, and ultimately tired of getting low to no results with traditional marketing agency methods and packages, which is what we're going to talk about, right? Agency owners, aka you're tired of not closing clients, and then when you do get clients on a call, it's like a hard sell. Everybody's scared to spend money, right? They don't trust you. You're just like the others. They've been burned before, right? Blah 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 blah. And then when you do sign them, it's almost nearly impossible to either deliver or retain them. And then you end up in a worse situation, getting poor or negative feedback, views online, etc. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how to position yourself so that you don't get that, so that when you do finally get those booked calls, they're gonna be payment ready. Majority of their questions are not gonna be about like how they don't trust you, how they've been burnt in the past, but about like how quickly can we start, and where do I send the invoice, right? So, but because of the above and what I just talked about, we end up in this spot right now in 2024 where clients want the world and they want it upfront without paying a dime for it upfront, right? They want it after you deliver, and it doesn't work that way. I know you guys have been doing it that way, but you will never get rich offering your services for pennies and offering just per lead, per appointment, like all this bottom feeder, bottom level stuff will never get you to 50 to 100K per month, right? You're only going to be, doing a juggling act and being the Wizard of Oz when you're playing down low with those small price points, with the cheap people, the free people, the you put in first and then I'll pay. Like, listen, there's way too much money in solar for that. Way too much money, like way too much. So stop it. I'm going to show you how in this video how to stop doing that. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to 10x those profits by adjusting your offers. Okay. No Hormozy, love Hormozy. But in this video, I'm not going to tell you about how to make outlandish guarantees and how to do all this stuff. Again, I love him, man, but I feel like Alex single-handedly has the entire marketing space making outlandish offers every single day. I mean, you see ads and guys are like, we're going to start your business. We'll start your business. We'll scale it. You book the appointment. We'll close the deal. We'll pay you. We'll pay ourselves. We'll file the taxes. And if none of that works, like, you don't pay. Insane. But shout out to Alex, man. $100 million offers. Has you guys coming up with creative offers, but the guarantees, my God, they are insane. So let's get into it. First, who am I? And why would you even want to listen to me? So my name is Rich McCoy. I started social media marketing, started my agency around 2017, 2018. I started posting on YouTube in 2019. I started very much in that Ty Lopez SMMA time period, right? But I was, if you look at my page, I'm well versed in sales, I'm well versed in marketing. So I was one of the people who bought the courses on Facebook ads and how to put the packages together, bought a handful of courses, and then I went out and did the business, right? I didn't run to YouTube and try to sell products and services and things of that nature. Not knocking people who did, but I just, I love business. I was more primed to pick up the phone and to be able to sell someone or walk in a person and to be able to sell a business owner on why they would, want me to generate leads for them. So one of my most popular videos today, I think it's like probably 2 or 3, highest viewed videos on my page is I'm walking from start to finish how to do a Facebook ad for solar. So that gives you any idea as far as my background on SMMA. I started YouTube as a marketing agency owner. I did a pit stop in solar for years, years on accident. And I'll cover a little bit of that as well. And then, just kind of show you guys my journey. But I say all that to say, like, hey, I understand you. I've been in the same field as you before. I'm very much similar over the last 5 or 6 years. So, we're on the same page. So back to how I started solar by accident. Like I said before, I was running a marketing agency, right? I was doing it all wrong, dude. I didn't narrow down a niche. And I would just take whatever business that I could get. I always felt like I couldn't have a routine process. I was making enough money to live off of, but I didn't have a routine process. I was constantly losing clients. I didn't know when my next client would come in. And then also when I would get clients, whether referrals or whoever, I would just take whatever would come in. So I was working with restaurants and personal injury attorneys, like doing brand work for people. Like it just wasn't scalable. At any rate, this whole solar thing came around, right? I know there was a ton of money in it, and much like today, not a lot has changed. Like, the information online is all conflicting. You go to one YouTube video or one website or one Google page or whatever, whether you're a homeowner, a sales rep, or a marketing agency, you're trying to get information on solar, you literally could get all types of stuff. You could get opposite points. Like, that's how prime and new solar still is. And there's so much money in it, and things just still aren't clear cut. At any rate, because of what had happened in my marketing agency up to that point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to kill it. I'm going to dominate. Here's a prime niche. They got a lot of cash. I'm early in it. It's like perfect, right? One sale is a high ticket for them. So why would they not pay me thousands and thousands of dollars to generate leads? Because if I generate X amount of leads and they just close even a little bit, like, it's worth it for them, worth it for me, a win-win, right? Makes sense. But again, couldn't figure out like how to actually know how solar works, what are business owner pain points, what are sales rep pain points, what's the ideal client, what makes a client jump over the hope, what are the technicalities that would me as a marketing agency, that if I knew this, I could create better creatives, I could create better ads, I could create better, copy for my ads, etc. Like, I wanted to be so knee deep in the field so that I could truly be a professional, and I could truly, be able to sell and do really well at it, as far as like selling packages to owners, right? So what I did was I found a company who was hiring and training remote. So I didn't have to go anywhere. They were just going to teach me everything about solar over a couple of weeks online. Like, you couldn't, at this time when I'm looking into it, guys, like, you couldn't pay for this. Like, there was nowhere to pay for it. You literally, if you wanted to learn information on it and be for sure that the information you were learning worked, you had to go work for a company. Otherwise, it was just like theory on the website, or it was theory from some homeowner who had, obviously just one experience, whether good or bad. So I went to go work for this company. They trained me online. I get in there and I'm quickly realizing, like, guys doing sales are making more money than me, in a week's time, and sometimes even in a couple of deals time, that I was making in a month as an agency owner. It was better culture. It was fun. So I started to actually sell, man. I started to do really well. I went in just wanting a case study, just wanting to learn how everything works so that I could be the best possible position marketer for it. Because I, went in it and did it and kind of got out. But I ended up staying, like, literally, like, we're talking 6 years later, and here I am. So, but anyways, that's how I got started on solar by accident. From there, started off as a rep, making more money per week than I would be making per month as an agency owner. And guys, it was easy. Solar is a easy sell if you are a good salesperson, or if you have a company who's willing to train you. So I sold a lot, made a lot of money. I got promoted twice, and then I ultimately started my own solar company. And that's kind of the fast forwarded version of that part. So the photos on the screen, man, this is just kind of a couple of photos of my original team, and probably 2019 or so. We started off in Missouri, did really well, then, scaled that nationwide, grew teams in multiple states, had 2 brick and mortar offices in our headquarters states. I'm talking 5,000 square foot office, not co-working spaces, like office spaces that I literally built, like literally built walls, painted walls, completely furnished, and did everything in there. So say all that to say, like, legit business owner. Guys, like, you see a lot of guys online, and you never really see them anywhere else outside of behind a desk in their room, right? So you never really know how legit people are online. I mean, sure, especially in the agency space, it's common to show screenshots of Stripe and bank accounts and all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, like, this guy's always in his room. Like, you just never know what people are doing. So at any rate, I'm knee deep in my business. I'm pretty respected in my field, and I've done everything inside and out within solar. And I'll continue to show you that real quick, and then we'll jump into the meat and potatoes in this. So if you followed me before, if you review this page, man, I have a different way of training, a different way of selling, a different way of booking appointments, and doing just marketing in general than a lot of people. And because of that, because of my results within my company and the results of, things that I put out on YouTube, started to garnish a lot of attention, right? So I started to be paid to work B2B with other companies, training sales reps, training sales companies in general, consulting with owners, being paid to speak, right? On this topic, I'm speaking at SolarCon, which is the second largest conference within the solar space. Another pick, I'm doing sales training for another organization in Texas. Bottom pick is I built out a sales department for a commercial solar company, and that's just a photo with us. So pretty much everything within solar, man, I've pretty much done at this point. Again, and I got here on accident, right? So I say all of that to say, obviously, I'm kind of a big deal. I'm really like the Walt Disney of this thing. If you think about it, I'm kind of like Kanye West of solar. No, I'm just kidding. Humbly, dude, like that's a joke. But I've done a lot of all the avenues within solar. I run a solar company. I've been paid to consult with other companies, paid to consult and train brokers, sales reps, appointment setters, paid to build out sales departments for commercial companies, electrical companies, other residential solar companies. I've run lead gen for other solar companies. We built out call centers for other solar companies, etc. Right? All of that, not to glaze myself, but just to say, like, hey, I'm more than qualified to help you with all things solar and all things solar marketing, right? And I have a very unique angle because I'm a peer as far as like I'm with you in the field of marketing. I started in SMMA. I sold marketing as a solar company, and then also I'm the ideal client, right? So even as an owner, I've spent and partnered with all of the agencies. I've spent 5 to 10 grand per month with other agencies. We might have been running our own YouTube, and then I would pay somebody to run our stuff on Google, pay someone to run our stuff on YouTube, etc. So I am the client. I'm also your peer. Like I have a very unique viewpoint within solar and solar marketing, probably compared to anybody else that you could find on YouTube. Okay, so a lot of guys, again, can tell you how to do the things, but from this particular angle, I don't think that you'll find someone else like me online. So, enough about me. How do you 10x your income for your agency within solar? We're going to talk about that now in detail. It's simple. This is no shock, but hey, leads are out, booked appointments are in, right? It's a much higher ticket and it's much easier to sell. But that's not just it. I don't want you to think that's the whole highlight of this video, but it's not. But it is a starting place for a lot of you. The reason why it's so hard for you to sell to solar business owners or really any high ticket B2B space that you're selling in right now, where the business needs a meeting to sell the person on the high ticket and you're just selling them the lead. Right now, leads are just very saturated. You have to think like the outcome that the client want is a sale, and a lead is the first part of the sale. So the closer you can get them to the sale, the more this way is value. The closer you can get this way is the higher the price point that you can charge. Okay, so leads are out, booked appointments are in. It doesn't mean you don't sell leads. It just means that you need to adjust your offer. You need to adjust your packages or add more packages to what you're currently selling. And I promise you, it is easier and you can make more money easier and faster by doing that. And how do I know that? Because I did it. I did it within solar as a solar owner at the same time. Again, remember, I am your peer, right? I'm doing marketing. I did all of our marketing for Rebus on Facebook, and then I paid people to run Google. I paid people to teach me and to run our YouTube ads, etc. So I'm still spending and working with agencies and also running our stuff, and then also running a solar company at the same time. So unique position that I have on all fronts here. Okay, so how I got to the point where I ended up doing is I couldn't find the perfect solution within solar marketing almost 2 years ago. So I created it myself. So like I've been saying, like I tried everybody, right? I wanted to always figure out what were the big dogs doing, the big dogs as far as like the giant agencies who were making, 6 to 7 figures per month selling their ad services. I needed to know what are the tips and tricks that they're doing, how are they innovating within creative copies, their ads, their videos, etc., to be able to generate results, because I'm in my business and I'm super focused on solar. So the longer that I get detached from marketing, there's a whole lot of new things that I don't know. So I always wanted to stay paying them and partnering with them so that I could always stay in the know, right? At any rate, what I found is just like a lot of you are dealing with now, I would get inconsistent results. That was the main thing. It was just always so inconsistent, and like I wouldn't get a return on my investment. Very rarely would I get a return on my investment. But the thing about solar marketing is I could work with, 3 to 5 agencies, and 4 of them could burn me and one of them could deliver. And that one agency that delivered, because we make so much money in solar, it would cover the cost for all the other agencies that didn't pan out, right? That's the really cool thing about working in solar as an owner. Even when those owners get scared to spend with you guys, you have to remember there's more than enough money in solar for them to pay your price point. Okay. You just need to have the right offer that takes them over the hump, because they have the cash, right? Either you're talking to somebody who doesn't have the cash. In that case, it doesn't matter how good your offer is. this person doesn't have a track record of investing in themselves and spending on themselves. And it's not you, it's not your sales process, it's not your offer. You're just talking to the wrong person. Majority of the people right now, that is your problem. But the other half of that is I'm going to tell you how to attract the right person, how to put the right package in there, and then how to have the right sales process so that you can have an easier sale, how you can make more money, and then how you can guarantee fulfillment, which is the thing that's going to keep you in business, right? But let's go back to the beginning on how I found my initial perfect solution or how I created it when I couldn't find it, right? So this video I did almost 2 years ago. I know obviously it says 1 year in the screenshot. It was almost 2 years ago where we were at a point in solar where a lot of things happened that kind of brought our industry a little stagnant at that time. Like we had a lot of money on the back end. We had really slow installs. Like I had a lot of cash tied up. I actually had a couple of installers go out of business that owed us hundreds of thousands of dollars, almost $300,000 towards the company, $96,000 of my personal money tied up, right? So I needed to do something that for business, we could get some upfront cash while we had so much back end cash just kind of waiting. And me offering lead gen to other businesses was like one of the smartest things that I could do at that time to keep our books looking very, very, very healthy, right? So let's dive into what I did at that time. So at that time, we offered for the first time ever, Revis offered our lead gen, call center, and our B2B appointment setting for solar, right? So basically, we opened up our doors, opened up our strategies, the same processes that at that time allowed us to scale from zero to $30 million in solar in the Midwest, nonetheless, as just a sales organization, right? We weren't doing installations, we were strictly doing sales, project management, and customer experience, everything up until putting the panels on the roof with a wrench, right? So obviously, because I'm still running a direct sales org, I'm not going to work against myself, right? So I'm not bringing on clients who are also trying to sell in the same states that we're operating in, because that just doesn't make sense. So in order for us to even accept your money at that time and accept you as a partner, as a client, you needed to be in a market that I wasn't focused on at that time to be able to work with us. So this was a thing, right? This was a start that made it such a good offer for other owners, right? Guaranteed sits, or we keep sending you appointments, right? In-house call center, trained U.S. and offshore setters, appointments trained by sales teams, not contracted randoms for bikini bottoms. So these are people who I'm in office with every day or training on Zoom every day. This is not someone that I found on Upwork, like, hey, can you call these leads? Here's a script, have at it. It's not that at all, right? Very much trained, working, employed salespeople. We did credit backs for the no-shows, and then we also had a really solid guarantee in addition to the credit back. So if it's not working for you, we give a money back guarantee. You could cancel at any time. So it's a very, very, very strong value proposition. And then also, I'm not going to lie, it helped me obviously because I'm known in the space and I put out a lot of content on YouTube for solar. Solar is a very niche place. So you guys in the agency world, if someone has like 5K subs, like, that's very small. But solar is not that big yet. So it's still very small as an industry and very niched in general. So at any rate, this offer, man, it went crazy. Like that video went crazy. I had a lot of booked calls. We gained a lot of appointments, turned a lot of people away, and it worked, right? So this is also in that video. You guys can check out that video if you want to see what I was offering around that time. But take a look at this, right? I broke it down old way, the new way. Provider A is basically me dismantling a traditional Facebook ad agency at that time. And then provider B was the package that we were offering. So basically I compared, the clients paying a management fee and ad spend and then waiting for an onboarding process only to chase the leads and some leads not show up. And then on average, it would take them 4 weeks to get 3 sales out of the 10 appointments that they had to chase themselves and set themselves. They got 3 sales over 4 weeks and it cost them $5,500. Well, what it boiled down to for us, they could just strictly avoid a management fee. They could cut the onboarding and start time in half, right? And go straight to 10 appointments. Out of that 10, even if they had a 30% closing ratio, let's say they were just, not the best closers, right? If they had 10 qualified appointments and they just closed 3, which in most cases we could deliver that 10 within 7 to 10 day period, right? If they closed 3 in a week and they only spent $2,500, it's a significant ROI for them, right? So it was an undeniable, super undeniable offer. cliff note on this, like we quickly adjusted the starting package to 3,000. We never, I think we, 1 to 2 people might have gotten that 2,500, but it wasn't feasible on the back end in case we had to do more no shows or things like that. So we quickly changed that to 3K on the front end, just so for you guys' record. But how is this financially feasible? Because it's not going to be feasible for you. You will not be able to run that package at all and make money. Okay. The reason why it was feasible for me at that time is because I already had a really low cost per lead in a lot of markets because we were in a lot of states, right? So between Meta and my data within Meta, like it was already good enough, and I already had winning ads to where I had winning ads, I had low cost per leads, I had a big team of setters that I already employed, trained, and was already calling. So it was easy for me to quickly onboard someone and quickly fulfill them in a very short amount of time. And I wrote this in the doc, but it was like collecting extra cash upfront to do what we were already doing without changing anything. It's literally like, hey, to my team, we're going to call, this area now this week at between this hours and this hours, and that's it, right? And it was extra cash upfront to do the thing that we were already doing, and it was great. So, but the craziest part about it is like on the booked calls, like there were never any objections. It wasn't pulling teeth to get clients. I really, truly, I'm no lie. I only had book calls with guys who were either payment ready and eager to start, unless they didn't have the budget and they want to kind of figure out what the packages were. But for everybody who was qualified and had the budget, 100% close rate. 100% close rate, no lie, on every single one. Very, very easy sell. Why is this an easy sell? Because they're at the finish line. They're at the finish line. When you sell leads, it's like you're starting down the street. Here's the lead. Here's the name and number. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's not. You got to call, chase them. They don't ready to sit yet. You got to follow up with them. You're selling leads to people who already don't have a script to chase the leads. They don't have a follow-up process. They don't have phone training. They don't have any of that. So yes, some of the piping hot leads that you can generate, sure, they're ready to sit down. But what about all the others that, that really need to, that are running around and are kind of slippery to book? That's where the ROI truly is made for the client, when they can just show up to the home and pitch, right? If they can show up to the home and pitch, they don't even need to close. But if they can get in the home, if they can get someone on the call who's ready to give them their utility bill and talk about solar, that's so valuable to us. Again, think about it. I know you guys don't know because you're not in solar, but average price point for us right now, anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000, right? Sometimes even more. So if you think about that, why is it hard for you to get somebody to give you $5,000 to generate leads when if from that $5,000, if they generate just for numbers sake 100 leads, why would they be afraid to do that, right? So doesn't make sense. You guys are shooting yourself in the foot without knowing how to close a solar owner with the right package, okay? And that's going to be my help to this side of the industry, with a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about in this video and a lot of the content that I have coming out for you guys. So let's look at my original offers. So this was the original package. So we were offering 50 guaranteed sits for 12,000 flat, 24 guaranteed sits for 5,500. Or if you wanted to just get started and try us out, 12 sits for $3,000. Again, this was super feasible for us because we were already in motion. It's like we're already riding a bike and somebody's paying us to pedal more. Like nothing really changed for us. It was obviously, I added something extra onto that. So obviously I added the breakdown extra. You can see that the middle package is actually the most cost effective, and that's really where we wanted to push people. Most people did do the basic package to start, and they literally said the same thing every time. It's usually a loan broker, a guy who's selling by himself, not really. He's either not with the company and he sells by himself, or he's with the company and doesn't really get any support, but he's got a little cash, and so he's like, yeah, let's try you out, and if it works, we'll up the package. And generally that's what happens. So even if somebody got a 12 package and they, were a little skeptical, but they were okay to spend the 3K, they would do that. They would close a deal or two, and then they would get another 12 piece within the same month. Well, at that point, they spend $6,000 with us to get 24 appointments when they could have just spent 5,500 and saved themselves $500 to get 24 from the beginning. But it didn't matter to us because we were getting the same amount. So most solo reps and brokers always opted for the 3K. Now we did have, I would probably say about 15 to 20% went to the I would say probably 25% went for the 5,500 for 24 sits, and then probably 10% would do the 50 piece for 12,000. It was always like the district managers, the VP of sales, etc., who would do the 50 guaranteed sits for 12,000. But think about that, what I just told you about the commissions, right? If an average commission in solar is $6,000 and you could spend $12,000 for 50 guaranteed appointments, insane. From a trusted source who had the right offers and guarantees on the back end. Again, undeniable offer. Now, the thing that I want to, before I continue to go forward, is I want people to stop with the guarantees, to slow down with the guarantees, man. It's not feasible for a lot of you. Okay. So you don't need to do it to get clients. There's other ways for you to sharpen your offer without saying, hey, if none of this works, we'll give you all your money back and you don't pay, or you pay us after you close. Like, don't do that. You're not going to get to $1 million by lowering yourself down like that on the way that you get clients. Okay. Clients need to have skin in the game. They want to make $1 million, but they're scared to spend $12,000. That don't make sense. So stop talking to the people who don't have the money, right? Build the right packages, attract the right people, and then you won't have a problem getting that credit card. So that was the old way and the new way, right? You can run exactly what I just said above, and your business will forever be changed, right? But now let's look at the next way. This is going to be the future for all social media marketing agencies, super focused on solar, but really anybody who's a high ticket social media marketing agency within a home improvement space, like roofing space, anybody that you need to attract a lead for, who then has to book an appointment to close a high ticket client. This is going to be perfect for you guys, right? So here is exactly what to do. First, you must add booked appointments to your offering. I'm not saying, make it your only offering, but it has to be in addition to the Facebook ads that you are already running. Otherwise, you're in a saturated position. Anybody solely doing leads or solely offering leads, which is what my inbox on every platform is filled with, in addition to a bunch of other stuff. Dude, it's so saturated. Like, you got to get out of the weeds. Okay, you can start off calling the leads yourself, but I don't recommend that unless you have sales experience. What I recommend is hiring a trained offshore appointment setter if you are looking for low cost. Make sure they have little to no accent, amazing English. So again, if you have a small budget for that, even if it's just part-time, if they work for 4 hours a day, maybe they work full-time or full-time hours, but only 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day, something. You have to start somewhere, but you don't want to do things that aren't really unscalable for too long. So if you are calling yourself to start, quickly figure out how you can replace yourself. And that's, business 101. Always be thinking of ways of how you can delegate and replace yourself in every position. Otherwise, what is the point of business? You might as well go, get a job and have someone else deal with all the headache of running a business. But for those of us who are running our own business, running the business, working in the business, working on the business, and then like struggling to do so, it doesn't make sense to do that, right? So replace yourself so that you can focus on the things that are going to actually keep you in business long term, right? So I do recommend hiring someone that is trained, or hiring someone who's not training them. But at any rate, delegate the thing that takes up the most time and energy, right? Which is prospecting in that equation. Number two, you need multiple offers and high ticket packages. Stop offering pay per lead models. Stop saying, hey, just try us out. Here's a free trial. Here's a free appointment. We want to sell you a $500 appointment package or a $1,000 appointment package. It's too small. It's too small of a price point. You talk to cheap people. Cheap people will never make you rich unless you are the Walton family, right? And then you have all these stores with the cheapest products ever, and you sell a cheap price at a very high volume at a often, right? So, but you're probably not doing that. So what we need to do is we need to have multiple high ticket offers and packages, because it's easier to get clients to say yes if they have something else to say no to. But first, in most cases, just like our sales process within solar, when we go in the home, like most people need to say no before they go yes. Like literally, they have to say no to something in order to move forward. It makes the sales process easier. Number three, and if you made it this far, like this is the game changer that will change the game for a lot of you. From now on, you are going to work with clients on like a 60-day package, a 2-month package, and then we're going to reconvene on month 3 or on the next steps. That is what's going to happen at close. And then by month 3, you're going to charge them a much higher rate to work with you on month 3. I'm talking literally 3 to 4x of whatever you charge them for those first 2 months, or they can buy the exact infrastructure that you use to generate them the results, right? So you sell them either, hey, if you want to continue with us, I know you were paying us, for number's sake, $5,000 before. If you want to continue with everything that you generated before, it's going to be $12,000. Or every single piece and personnel that we use to generate you the results that made you money over the last 60 days, you can buy that from us and we will plug and play that into your business for 15K, right? So sell them the infrastructure, the processes, the scripts, the literal appointment setters that book the appointments for them, sell them the whole thing. Then you go in and you plug that into their business. So now they are more leveraged as a business. Obviously, the reason why they hired you and they hire us is because they don't have a way to attract clients. They don't have a marketing department, a lead department, an outreach department to call leads. Well, guess what? For 2 months, you just built one that worked for them. Now, what they need, they can continue to pay you and to pay someone else, and they will never have a complete business. Or they can buy something that they know already works and understands their business, and you can just plug it right in. And they don't have to do any work because it's already built. It already works on autopilot. And then you can also continue to make money off of them by charging them ongoing support. But you don't want to continue to work towards the inevitable from that point. And what's the inevitable, right? We know this. If you guys have been successful in SMMA, at some point or another, the leads will go down, meta will change, the fulfillment, the production, etc., will dip, and then the clients will leave. You can knock it out the park 3 months in a row, right? And then some clients will leave while it's hot just for whatever reason. They'll just cancel, right? They're doing okay. They want to save some cash. They think they can do it on their own now, right? Or it's doing okay and then it dips and the client wants to quit. At any rate, between 3 and 6 months, most clients within SMMA, no matter how it's going, they will leave you. So what you want to do is you want to, at a peak moment when you generated them results, they've made the money for it, boom, you want to put that next offer in front of them that's 3 times that amount to continue to work with you. Or you can buy the infrastructure and we will plug it into your business. It's not going to add extra hours to you because it already works on autopilot. And also, for a very small monthly price, we will make sure the ongoing support of the plug and play infrastructure actually works for you. So at that point, you get out while it's hot. It's like leaving a casino while you're ahead. Cool, we got it. We serviced you. You love it. You love the service. Perfect. Let's get this testimonial. By the way, if you want to keep going, I've got the testimonial after 60 days. If you want to keep going, it's going to be 12K, right? Or whatever numbers say. But you need to make these 2 things close. It's either 12K to work with us again or 15K for us to plug in the infrastructure. And then guess what, Mr. Business Owner? You never have to hire another marketing agency again. I remember when we spoke on the first call, you were hesitant to work with us because you had been burned in the past. Well, guess what? You know this works. It just worked for you. You made money. So you want to continue to be leveraged by marketing agencies like myself or like someone else, or you can go ahead for one final price, buy this thing, and then never have to worry about it again. We plug and play our Facebook ad strategies. We come in, we set up your business manager. We have the call team. We have everything you need, right? Guys, the packages that you can sell for this for solar business owners that have already closed deals from this start at 25K and it's upwards of worth of 50K, and they will do it, especially if they've already closed deals from it. So avoid the inevitable, leave the casino while you're ahead. And so 2 months, and then we're charging them 4 times the amount, or they can buy the infrastructure. We get the testimonial, we get out, we collect a high ticket, and we go on to the next. But we need, at the peak moment where they're happy, where they're winning, where they're making money, boom, we need to hit them there, charge them more, one way or the other, right? That's what you're going to do from this moment forward. It is going to change the game for you. It's going to be an easier sell, and you're going to make more money with less energy, which is leverage, which is the whole point of business. It's okay if you got to be Wizard of Oz for the first year, first 2 years, whatever, right? But at some point, you have to start thinking, the way that I can get to 50K a month, 100K a month, $1 million a year, $1 million a month is not by doing all small ticket offers, begging people to work with me, doing free trials, doing pay per lead, right? So these are just examples of what it could look like for you. But my guess is for some of you guys, it'll be spot on. So now let's say you are a Facebook ad agency, you're offering just standard Facebook leads, right? This is basic. This is what you're offering now. So if you only have this package, hey, pay us a management fee. We run you ads. We run you leads. You pay us upfront or pay us after, whatever. This is basic. They don't have anything to say no to. It's very saturated, so it's a hard sell for you, right? Now, again, appointments are at the finish line of what the client needs to do to actually make money. It's the most valuable thing that you can possibly give to a solar sales rep or a business owner. It's not up for debate. So as a marketing agency, not selling it is crazy, right? No matter how you package it, like you need to sell it, okay? So premium package, same thing as before, Mr. Business Owner. We have Facebook ad services plus appointment setting. So we'll generate the leads and then we'll also call to set appointments for you as well. So my guess is most of our clients that we work with, Mr. Business Owner, they would love to take our leads and then they just have their sales rep call the leads. But what we find is that most sales reps lack a follow-up process. They don't have phone sales training. They don't have a phone script. They don't have the technology set up to follow up in text message and email and a routine on the phones to continue to reach out to that homeowner until we get them on the calendar. But we have a dedicated team to do that. So you guys can rest assured, we're not just going to send you a spreadsheet with name, number, email, phone number, address. We are going to send you a date and time, Jane Doe at 123 Main Street with a $300 average bill, a clear roof, right? And excellent credit and excellent income wants to meet tomorrow at 6. So leads and appointments is what we're going to send you. Much, much, much better offer. You guys call, convert the leads to appointments, but you're also giving the leads to them as well. So they basically have the best, both of best worlds, right? And there's multiple ways for you to price that, but this is significantly more valuable than this and differentiate you from a lot of other competitors, right? Take that a step further. If you want to be absolutely elite and then try a bigger package, right? We have a guerrilla outreach package where we do the Facebook ads for you. We're calling those Facebook leads, but then we're going to just put your campaign on steroids. And what we're going to do in the same zip codes that we already have, we have the data from Meta, we have the zip codes, we have the ideal homeowner, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get some cold homeowner data, some age data, and some other creative leads. And then we're all going to reach out to them on the phones to set even more appointments for you. So then you can get up into just straight appointment packages, right? This might be an ad spend plus appointments, and there's so many different creative ways that you can do it. Ad spend plus a pay per appointment type of package, and then make the appointments like really expensive. This I would charge just straight appointments, right? It's easier to get someone to spend 10 grand for 40 to 50 appointments than it is to give someone to give you 3K for a management fee plus ad spend. Why is it easier? This is it. This gets them closer to the finish line. We like the idea of, okay, I got Facebook ads and they're doing cold outreach in multiple ways with a dedicated team that's going to give me anywhere from 2 to 5 appointments every single day within those methods. It just ensures the trust that the result is going to be there. Saying that we're going to set with your Facebook leads is one thing, because you and I both know there's going to be some days where we generate a lot of leads, and there's going to be some days where we generate a little bit of leads. And so our outreach is going to be limited by whatever Meta produces, right? Well, it's not limited when we put cold outreach into the mix, right? So the outcomes are so much different, right? But this allows you to sell really, really big packages. And if nothing else, you give someone to say no to. And most people within our space, if they can see all 3 of these packages, more than likely are going to do what I heard a lot. Well, let's try this one first. And then if it works, then we'll bump up to this one. Perfect, right? But what you need to do is you need to be able to have a much easier conversation when you finally get these business owners on the phone. And you have to have packages that make sense to them, that get them close to the finish line. Close to the finish line is in front of a customer who has a utility bill, who has signaled that they have a problem and they're interested in pricing for solar, right? You can get that not just by form fills from Facebook, by cold outreach, by age data, homeowner data, mortgage refi leads, roofing leads. Like there's so many different ways of cold outreach and different types of leads that you can call for really cheap that can make $10,000 plus per sale, right? So at this scenario, you have a team of setters or you're still calling, but ideally you need to have setters calling these Facebook and cold leads to sell much, much bigger packages. This is the next way. This is the future of social media marketing at a glance, is running appointment setting in addition to your Facebook leads. Because if you're setting an appointment, you're more than likely working with a high ticket company, a high ticket offer. And if you're not working with a high ticket company, then why? Well, like, what else are you doing? But hey, this is it right here. So adding a call center to your agency in 2024 is the only way to win and it literally solves all of your problems in your business that you face right now as a struggling owner, right? Lack of retention, a hard sales process. Everybody's cheap. They don't want to spend. They don't trust you. They think it's a scam. They've been burned in the past. They want to know who you've worked with. They want to talk to, can you send me 5 referrals and people that you work with? All this other bullshit, right? I promise you, all this shit goes away with the right offer. All of a sudden, a lot of that stuff goes away, right? So, benefits to you, man, on doing the things that we discussed so far and implementing them in your business. Increase client retention. You're getting consistent results. Again, when Meta goes down for whatever reason on that day, it's like shit, like something happened with our creatives, our ads pause, it's just not generating. It's like the day of the week, it's a holiday, all the different factors that happen, right? Well, we still have a consistent high volume of outreach to qualified homeowners with the cold methods. So a call center ensures consistent appointments being booked and reached out to, leading to a higher client satisfaction and retention. Reliable performance. Booked appointments are more reliable, right? They're getting the client at the finish line. They're more reliable. They're more predictable compared to just solely leads. Number two, more profits, right? You get to charge far more for an appointment than you can for a lead, which is just data on a spreadsheet. Charge premium rates for confirmed appointments, offering a more tangible and valuable service. Additional revenue streams, right? Introducing cold caller services to generate appointments allows you to diversify your offerings, diversify your income as a agency owner. And then again, like I said, separate yourself from the competition who will never get close or even think about adding cold calling because it doesn't sound like the sexiest thing in the world. But guess what? Our clients, majority of our clients make millions of dollars from knocking doors. So they understand the cold approach and they actually trust a cold approach more than they trust Meta. Think about that. Most of the agency owners don't want to mess with cold calling because it sounds like cold calling, like it doesn't sound sexy. But you're talking to guys who will walk around all day in the sun and literally knock on strangers' doors. So they will trust a cold calling offer more than they will trust, a lot of you guys offering Facebook ad services because they don't understand it. You have to think about the psychology of the client. What does the client already believe in? What are they doing already? Because if I can speak their language to the things that they believe in that they're doing already, they will understand and trust me more because they will feel heard and understood. Once they feel heard and understood, I'm this much closer to closing them because we're on the same page, right? Number three, competitive advantage. You're different right now. Like I said, you're saturated. If you're only offering leads, it's very hard to stand out, if not impossible. Having a call center sets you agency owners apart from competitors who only offer lead gen. Now you have a strong value proposition. You get to reinforce a unique value proposition that most guys just don't, right? Hey, Mr. Business Owner, we are a lead generation and outreach specialist. So not only do we book the leads for you, but we actually call them with trained professional people to put them on your calendar. We do that for your leads. And then we also supply you with other methods of leads as well to make sure that you guys stay in the home. Now tell me, Mr. Homeowner, or tell me, Mr. Business Owner, do you guys typically run appointments in the home or are you more virtual, right? So then you start to book them. Number four, improve client return on investment, higher conversion rates. Appointments, obviously, like I've been saying the whole time, they're the finish line. You're right at the finish line. So appointments have a higher conversion rate compared to leads. You know what solar companies train on and talk about and practice and think about and breathe all day? Closing appointments. They don't really think about setting appointments on the phone. They might practice and preach and scream all day about going door to door, but on the phones, dude, you guys are sending them leads and they have sales reps who are calling them one time. And if they're not ready to sit, they just never call them again. Or they call them 3 times, they don't answer, they never call them again, right? Every lead needs to be called 8 to 12 times until they either buy or ask to be placed on the DNC if they're qualified. Like that's it. But they're not built to handle leads. So even if you're delivering great leads, over time, at some point, you're going to meet resistance because they are not built to fulfill and to reach out and to do all the things to actually take care of those leads. Okay. So at some point, it's going to stop working. Tangible outcomes. Shifting from potential leads to confirmed appointments is just significantly more valuable to them, like I've said a bunch of times, and they're more willing to pay for it faster than they're willing to pay for ad services. All right. So, hey, I know for the smart guys and a lot of you guys, this is a completely game changing video. And you're going to go out and you're going to make these offers and you're going to get on the phone today and you're going to close a higher client ticket today off of this video, please let me know when you do, right? Please leave a comment and let us know how that worked out for you from this video. In the next couple of videos that I'm going to stay on this path for you guys, I'm going to tell you how to structure some more creative offers for it, how to hire the right people, how to train the right people to do that. And then once you get to the point where you're ready to basically sell that infrastructure, sell that package, sell that department for them, how much can you actually charge for it, and what's the sales process look like, and everything in between. Okay, so hey, look out for the next video. Let me know what other questions you have. And like I said before, for you guys to actually take what you implemented and learn this video, if you made it this far, please let me know how it works. I guarantee you the smart ones will watch this video and